like walking to school. Yeah, drive to the morning, like, go to school, fine, I don't like that. So qualifying begins in about half an hour. We're going to go out a little bit earlier because pit lane does open a bit earlier. And do a sighting lap that is untimed. So in that lap, I've got completely new brakes, discs and pads, so I've got to go out there nice and easy, get some warmth into them, not hitting the ABS, not going too quick. So it's going to be a very slow out lap for me, but it's an out lap of the whole circuit. So while we're doing that, we're going to see what the track conditions are like, because there's no way of knowing until you're out there. Pretty sure, I'm not quite sure what tyres are going out on. I hope it's the wet tyres initially, but if it's slicks, we'll just go slowly on slicks. But I think I prefer wets right now, given that it did rain last night and it's not really dried up yet. I think the team will probably do the same thing, to be honest. But we also don't want to ruin our set of wets, so I think that's our only set of wets we have. So going out in the dry and launching a set of wets isn't really a good idea. Anyway, yeah, get in the car soon, I guess. So we've got to go out now and do some laps of the north side, but it is still a bit wet out there apparently. So it's going to be nerve-wracking. This is sort of like the condition that I'm, I guess, most wary of. But it's a chance to learn it, and there's no pressure. Obviously, don't want to push too hard. It is qualifying, but also we've got to make sure that we are taking it easy, and the car comes back in one piece. That is like the main thing. We can't have a repeat of the first 6 hours. First lap out, there were still quite a few wet patches. In fact, I forget what the corner is called, but before the mud curve, the really fast left hand you go up the hill, usually it's flat. I turned in, the car just went, which is quite scary. And unfortunately on my push lap, there was a code 60, which seems to, it's just the way of things around here. Yes.
Hi there, viewers. Fantastic. Unfortunately, 2 code 60s, so.
Yeah.
But the car is good. Most importantly, I'm good in my head. So it's good.
Ultra slow mo, I'm like.
We should.
This guy's starting. He's going to lunge the entire field into T1.
What's happening?
Misha's going to then get in front of the SB9s and hold them off for the entire stint. And then I'm going to pull over at the end so we don't get a podium so I can catch my flight. I actually hate your videos, Misha.
Do you?
Yeah. That's why I don't ask for any pictures of you.
I hate my videos.
Yeah. Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm excited. We're in the mix. We're in the middle.
You know how much time consuming there? I would rather be on the couch cuddling with my to-be wife and dogs.
There's a big pause there. Big pause there. I think it was actually cuddling with Steve GT, which I wouldn't mind either.
Podium is just over there. They wished us good luck, but said to not finish in front of them. So I'm going to directly disobey that if I can.
My teeth are itching. Is it Steve GT?
Yeah, Steve.
I thought it was Super GT.
No, his name's Steve GT.
Is it?
Yeah, that's his channel name.
Steve General Tardigrade.
He just keeps talking. Like, he doesn't know when to stop.
You start a conversation, I continue. So I was just minding my own business. You know,
I did say that.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I did say that.
Oh, how unfortunate. I reckon we're gonna crash out.
And just play the one that's true.
Yeah. We're going for the win. We're gonna do it.
So as Steve sets up for his rather long formation lap, we all trudge back to the pit lane to find ourselves somewhere to sit. Now we're all in fairly good spirits this race. We've qualified well. We're within touching distance of the top 3 cars, so putting Steve in the car for the start was definitely the right choice. Steve's very aggressive, very clean, and already looking for a move here on the 504 in front. Now this car, the 504, we're going to be inseparable for the entire race, so keep that in mind. See there to the left-hand side of us, that is the number 1 car, the Adrenaline car, last year's champion. Steve already, though, going toe-to-toe with them through the first couple of corners, and this part of the race, very, very easy to make a mistake or get caught up in someone else's mistake, as we know from previous races, so Steve did a good job to try and stay out of trouble.
Routine umgesetzt hat, ist ganz hinten angefahren, die Gegner, ja, Schrittwechsel, schnellste Fabio Cross, aber nicht mit dem Auto, der das kaum Teil am heutigen Tag.
I know, of course, we're not a GT3 car or anything, but man, I think our car looks so damn awesome. But anyway, coming on to the Nordschleife proper for the first time, look in the mirror, Hyundai all over the back of Steve there, and Steve making a small mistake on the exit, just getting dragged up onto the curb and losing momentum down towards Hatzenbach, which lets that Hyundai through. And that might not seem like a big deal, but over the course of this lap, that Hyundai was a fair bit slower than Steve, and unable to find a way by. Steve was then stuck behind this car for the entirety of a lap, and now look at the gap that's been opened up in front. It's a shame round here, but track position is a big deal around a Nordschleife. But once Steve was past, head was down again and trying to gain back some of that time he lost. But all around Steve, there was chaos. Code 6s everywhere, big crashes at very fast parts of the circuit. Just a little reminder, the ambulance on the inside, just how dangerous motorsport is here at the Nordschleife.
Unsurprisingly, Steve's done an awesome job. I think even when the track was cleared, like 9:28, which is by far the fastest any of us have gone around here so far. So, yeah, well quick at the moment. Up to P3. There are pit stops, of course, involved, but I think the P3 is on merit at the moment, which is nice. We're getting to the end of the stint now. About 10 more minutes, and Misha will be getting in and doing a middle stint, and then, of course, I'm in to the end. But dry race to the end, it looks like, and everything going well so far. So I think that we're not used to this. We're not used to it going well from the get-go. But the guys in the front, though, kind of out of reach. They're doing like 9:20 flats every lap, and it's just not possible. I mean, they've been here for years. But yeah, Steve does super well right now.
The fastest lap.
Yeah, I thought that was fucking 9:28. That was well fast, dude.
But yeah, I made a mistake on lap 1 coming out of Sabine Schmidt's curve. I just was looking in the mirror. I went wide, Hyundai went past, and it was a lot slower. So I got gapped. I mean, I'm not saying I would have kept up with those guys, but there was a massive train of like 6.
Yeah, I saw the gap.
And it was like, there were a few seconds, but I think if in the slipstream I might have stayed there. But no, I'm happy with it. It's a good stint.
Well, up to Misha now. He's in the car for about an hour and then back in again. I don't know, too fast for me, I think. But I love watching them go around. The mad thing is, they're not even the fastest class. Next year. Ha! We'll see. So it's getting to the end of Misha's stint now. I've got the long one, I've got 2 hours. Brand new tyres as well. They've not been scrubbed, so I've got to be careful the first couple of laps. But yeah, a little bit of nervousness. I don't know why. I think because I've been given sort of like the anchor role, you know, like I'm in last and like go to the end. But it'll be good. It'll be fine.
What's our fight?
Our fight is the podium, P3. Possibility of it happening. I think at the moment there are some sort of slower guys in the cars around us. But I can have a suspicion they're going to put the fast guys back in, who are a bit faster than me and all of us really. So we'll just see. You know, I'm going to just drive my race, drive as quick as I can, safe as I can, and we'll see where we are at the end.
So then 2 hours ahead of us in our trusty BMW 330i, and my job is to bring the car home safely in one piece, which I almost didn't do almost instantly. Don't worry about that. Just warming the tyres. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But my goal really is to get up to speed as soon as possible and try and get by lap traffic as soon as possible. For example, the 499 car, the one that Steve had a little bit of a tiff with at the start of the race, get by him as soon as possible. I know he's going to try and hold us up, so let's get by it nice and quickly. But almost immediately, you can see I've latched onto the back of the 504. At the moment, this, I believe, is for 4th place in class. We dropped down to 5th after the pit stops, as you tend to do, and you can see the wipers starting to come in a little bit as well. We'll get onto that in a little bit. But side by side up the hill towards the mud curve, 5th gear, maxing out the RPM, trying to find a way by here. But look at the mirrors behind us. That is a BMW M4 GT3 car. We're side by side. There's no room to pass when it's two abreast here, and that M4 is super anxious to get by, as you can imagine, because of this reason. The 296 is there as well, so 2 GT3 cars. In the end, I decided to get out of the way. I don't want to be part of a massive crash, but that of course concedes a bit of time to 504. But straight away through Whitman, a good run through there. I decided just to try and show a nose here. He falls for it, gives me a little bit of room on the inside now. We're side by side coming round to the left hand. I don't use your place to overtake, but I use a bit of the camber on the inside, run the car around. I'm still side by side, which is where I want to be. Dive up the inside for position 1 and up into 4th position. And luckily for me, the car behind also goes up the inside of the 504, giving me a little bit of a gap to 4th place. Now, we were told no rain expected on this stint. Now, what the hell is this? What is this? And this is a complete guessing game. We're going down towards the heavy braking zone here at the bottom. I hit the brakes, the car comes out from underneath me, luckily able to just about get right back up again. But you can see, as we're on slick tyres, any sort of water has horrendous effects on the handling of the car. You just skip above it here. Here is a cup car overtaking us in the dry section of the circuit, and then we go to the wet section, and he has nothing. We are on slick tyres here, of course, so I try and fall back on all my old Club 100 karting knowledge, going around the outside here on the wet line, putting away from the cup car on our 330i. Felt pretty sweet, I've got to admit. You can see just about on the background there in our mirror, the 504 sort of following us through, following our lines through, and we both make our way through slower traffic at the moment. Now, much to my surprise, I was being told on the radio that I was one of the fastest cars in our class, if not the fastest car in our class, in these conditions, but not when I was doing this. Going a little bit wide here on to the AstroTurf, and you can see the 504 dives up the inside, trying to take the place back again. Very hesitant to go down the 4th gear here because I'm on the rubber on the slippery part of the surface, as you can see, but just about managing to keep the place for now. But as soon as the circuit dried up again, as it did, this is the same lap, by the way, the circuit's completely dry here, well, apart from here where it's not so dry, the gap would go back up again. So on the dry circuit I had the speed, but on the wet circuit it was just really whoever found the grip first. So it really was one of the most challenging stints of my life. Proper Nurburgring stint, that one, where you go out on dry tyres and half the circuit is wet and the rain moves around the track, so it's never the same lap by lap. But doing a good job. And as you can see on the right hand side there, that is the Adrenaline car, the championship leader, number 1 car. And in front of us at the moment, this is the 3rd position. He goes wide onto the gravel here, onto the grass. We go up into 3rd, but only momentarily. This part of the circuit is still a little bit wet, still a little bit damp, and I must admit I don't really know where to put the car in this condition. But the number 1 car, massive confidence, slides up the inside, up into 3rd position, and we go back down to 4th place once more. But to say this stint was eventful was nothing short of an understatement. In fact, I almost ran into the back of a GT3 car here, and then blame him for that. Classic sim racer move.
Some time on wet tires, but it's your decision again. But they will dry now.
You know, every time we come in and say box, 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 and I decided to bring 30 boxes. Tiramisu is the best. To make up to the mechanics that had to deal with all of our last week or 2 weeks ago. So I hope this is going to be, and hopefully we're going to also have like a sweet celebration with tiramisu with the podium, but no jinx, no jinx.
So after a good stint in the wet, we find ourselves in contention for the podium. Currently we're in third place just out the pit lane. What you can't see on the right hand side is the 504 car there alongside, and I'm being very much held up by this Scirocco in front. Nothing I can do. The 504 dives to the inside, takes the place, and that just like that we're down to 4th position. Now at this time, I don't know, this is the battle for the podium, so I'm just thinking, right, I'm going to try and stay with this guy the best I can, but just through traffic, and to be honest, at this part of the circuit, that guy was just a bit quicker than me. I was falling back despite pushing as hard as I could, but you can see now that the gap, I can't see him anymore. He's already gone, despite really trying to get the most out of this car possible. In fact, on this stint, I would set the PB for this car, a 9:24, but it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough at this point, and all I could do was push as hard as possible to try and catch up to him. Oh, just one of the fastest corners of the circuit there, losing one of my pillows that secures my very small petite frame in the seat. And although I was starting now to reel in the 504 in front, I was pushing maybe a little bit too hard. Now unbeknownst to me, that little off there actually punctured my right rear tyre, and as I would go on through the next couple of laps of the race, the car would become more and more oversteery. I did not know what was wrong, but I was pushing hard regardless, and at this point I could start to see the car in front, the 504 car, get closer and closer. So this really started to, cheer me on almost. He was within touching distance, but you can see the car getting more and more leery as the stint went on, especially in those left-handers with that right rear corner, just providing less and less grip as the air deflated from the tyre. And then just like that, we come on to the last lap of the race. I've been in the car for nearly 2 hours at this point with no AC, and I was exhausted, but I could see the 504 getting closer and closer in front of us as I was just trying to wrestle our poor Bill Stein BMW to the end of the race. But it was a mix between, do I preserve the car or do I chase the guy? And unfortunately, the latter got the better of me, but I'm glad it did, because look in front of us, there it is, the 504 slow. We're nearly there, from 5 seconds down to being on the rear bumper on the last lap. I try and follow the Cayman through, but can't quite do it there. Now down the hill from Arenberg down towards the Vauxhall, and he's slow. I look to the outside here, maybe for a move, but think better of it. Now is not the place to pass this guy, but I can tell he's injured. I can tell his car is not running at full power. And as I pull out of the right-hander past Reveltree, he indicates, and through we go up into 3rd position. Now, of course, I didn't know that at the time, but it wasn't over yet. This lap car in front indicates left to get out of the way. I have to go onto the outside line here. The right rear tyre just gives up. I go onto the grass, just about keep it. Contact between the 504 spears the 730 in front of both of us, and then we're left with a little drag race down to the next right-hander for that 3rd position. Luckily I come out on top here, and the 730 was okay in the end, but my god, last lap drama or what? The car at this point felt frankly broken. Right rear tyre down at probably single-digit PSI at this point, but still I felt I had to somewhat push to try and get the car to the end of the race. At this point I looked in my mirror and I couldn't see the 504 anymore, and decided just to cruise it to the line, but all this pressure, all this effort, and I was able to deliver our team the result that they deserved.
Amazing. Let's go to the function A. Let's go there in the corner. Come here, you motherfucker!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Jimmy, well mate, you did so good there.
Oh my god.
Fucking mega.
Oh my god.
And you died.
We got a pizza.
Good job!
You are the hero this time, mate.
Oh man.
Well done. Good job.
Have any water? Oh my god. I think I broke the suspension at the end.
Yeah?
All over the place. Fucking hell.
Oh my god. I don't want to go home now. You smashed it, mate. You were like 9:25, 9:24, 24. You were like catching up that guy.
Mate, that was so intense. So every lap was hard possible. But yeah, despite me being absolutely exhausted for reasons I'll probably put down below in a comment somewhere, we took home our first ever podium in the NLS. To go from being a completely new team to being on the podium in the span of, I think it's 4 races, is something beyond our wildest dreams, and it couldn't have happened without the amazing guys at Black Falcon, their thoroughly professional approach, and of course Bill Stein for giving us the best possible package to go racing with. It really is a dream to drive this car. Sorry this video is so late. There are a few reasons why that is. I don't want to get into them right here, but NLS 9 coming up soon, and that one is definitely worth a watch. Take care, have an awesome day. See you all next time.